Hello, welcome to another Gundam Battle Operation 2 video. That is the Yagdoga, the bad one. The Yagdoga QA, the support, and I actually have two matches here for you where I actually do really well with it. And that's not to say the QA it can do really well, you know, if you give it the chance to, if nobody attacks you, you know. But this is going to be an ace match. Solo, by the way, which I really loved this space team we had. We were really doing wonders, and the next match is going to be another 700 match, but it's going to be a 3v3 between me, Nexus, and Taru versus Fruity, almost the king, Mick, and James. And yeah, we do pretty good, or I do pretty good in the Yagdoga. Our teammates do really good as well. But yeah, you get to see how this does in space, because I always wanted to try this suit in space. There's hardly any 700 space matches that I can get my hands on. This one I said, fuck it, I'm going to do 700 by myself. And it worked pretty well, you know. And yeah, the Yagdoga QA, if you know my opinion already, you probably do. I do not think this is a good support. I do think there's some good aspects to this suit. The damage can be really good if you can aim, or if your funnels decide to hit, you know. It can do a lot of damage, but it suffers from utility, I guess. Your main weapon it's really terrible. It's really bad. Poo-poo, pee-pee, poo-poo. Garbage. No reason it should be worse than the Gilgu Vertex. It should have been the same gun, you know? It should have been the same fucking gun. And then the shield, it does a normal stun, which a lot of people want that to be a heavy stagger. If this suit was balanced a little bit more differently, I think I would have liked a heavy stagger on this suit. Would have made it really useful. But it doesn't. And yeah, it's really lacking in stuns, and you almost have to waste... Well, you have to waste your funnels to get a stun, and you waste a good deal of your Gatling gun to get a stun, and then of course you can charge up your shield, which overheats. So you're gonna be you're gonna be overheating your weapons a lot, and that's just really not what you want to have happen. I really wish the suit could have had balancers normally, which would have been really good. Also, I completely missed it, but that new Gundam we killed, he died a Disney villain death. He died behind a panel, you know, he was hidden from view, off camera, you know, he died, even though his corpse floated out and exploded. But yeah, funnily enough, speaking of the QA and how good it is, they recently did a poll or something for Japanese players or Japanese YouTubers. I don't know if it was GBO2 doing it or if it was between themselves, but they had a ranking of every suit in each class in a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being great and 5 being the worst or being bad, and they averaged it up. And yeah, it's really telling what people think are good suits, and it can be kind of telling for the meta of GBO2. First of all, the raid Yagdoga, top 2 of raids. Number 1 was Babu, surprisingly. Actually, no, not surprisingly. It has some really good stuff. But yeah, Yagdoga, the raid one, was number 2. The support Yagdoga? In the support class, it was in the bottom 10. That suit just came out, and most of the suits on that list that are the newer suits, they tend to be above average on that list for their class. So that is not good for the support Yagdoga, and it's really easy to see why. Number 1 was full armor Haiku Shiki, and number 2 I believe was the C1. Suits that I've said before are really good. And it's easy to see why. The C1 can nearly one combo generals. It's got utility with the heavy stagger and normal stuns, and has balancers. The full armor Haiku Shiki just does massive amounts of damage while providing like stun support, you know, and it's really good. The Yagdoga it just cannot compete to those suits, and even other suits like the Gaymok or the Gaymok. Even I've said the Gaymok. I'm not a big fan of the Gaymok either, but I would choose it over this suit. Again, here I'm just playing it because I want to try it out in space. And you know what? I actually do significantly better in space with this suit because I'm not lowered to one plane of existence. I do not just get run up on by generals and die. Also, speaking of, by the way, we're going to leave a whole bunch of people low on health for our general to clean up. And it's going to work out wonderfully. Yeah, this Yagdoga just on the cusp of death. And there's 3 people here about to die. And our ace is going to go crazy. But yeah, so and the thing for it is like the Yagdoga QA. It's one of those supports. They looks. It seems like they took the term literally. Also, by the way, this is Obby's playing very weirdly. He really could have easily run up and just kicked my ass, but didn't. Surprisingly, maybe he's one of those guys that played Operation Star 1, got to A minus, and just stopped playing. Forgot how to play space. Some people are like that, you know. A lot of the A minus players I fought, they don't feel like A minuses. That's not to say you know they're shit, but they're not as moving as they're not schmoving and grooving, you know. But yeah, the it seems like they took the word support literally for the Yagdoga QA, where if you support it and it'll support you, it'll do good. But to me, the suit also has to be good on an individual basis, and for me, the Yagdoga QA is just not it. And most suits that run up on it are going to just deal a lot of damage to it. They're going to smoke it out of the water because of how rush heavy 650 and 700 is. Especially at those 2 costs that I mentioned that are only for this suit. You know, raids are just going to tear your ass up. A lot of generals are. The O is going to mess you up. The what's the word I'm looking for? The Sazabi. I believe next match, every combo Mick does to me in the Sazabi is going to half health me. That you know, Sazabi be looking like a raid right now. That's not good. But you know, if you're not getting attacked in the QA, you can do really good damage. You know, I've mentioned that before, but you can do that also with other supports, you know? So why not pick the other ones? But, you know, it just seems like it's one of those supports, like if you don't have another support, this would be a support you pick. And the one benefit is that this suit, the shield you can make it charge really fast, or you can make its overheat, you know, it'll come out of overheat quicker, and that can be really good, you know, if you can consistently hit that beam shield, you know. So other than that, I think the suit it can do all right if you got the team for it, like we do here. Like here, we're just killing it. But yeah, if anybody runs up on you, your game plan's pretty much negated. You can't get an easy stun on people, and just forget it. If you get heavy staggered, you're pretty much done for if Yagdoga turns around on you. But yeah, I do actually have a really good match here, and you can see I'm already readying up the good work because we did really well this match. I really wish I could have praised them all here because my team, I had to praise them. They were good. They were excellent. Probably one of the better space, you know, randoms I played with. And yeah, mission completed, and hey, top damage dealt. I'm fine with that. We all beat our rivals, and our general did really, our ace, my bad, he did really well. 16,000 individual score, pretty damn nice. And yeah, I really wish I could praise them all. And yeah, second place, 3 and 2. Hey, I still got 6,000 individual score as well, so I did not do bad at all that match. Yeah, again, if you're leaving the QA alone, it will rack up the damage, and it will just be annoying. So don't let it be annoying, which a lot of people don't. They fucking murder it. This match is going to be a 3-on-3, like I mentioned earlier, and I really wish I had the default colors for my QA, because if you noticed, we're kind of doing a lore-friendly team here. We have Taru in the Sazabi, Nexus in the Raid Yagdoga, and me in the support Yagdoga. And we're going to do some dirty stuff this match, but it's more than not a regular match. And already got Mick on my ass, but Nexus is going to help me out here. It's going to be a 1v2 at this point while Taru tries and bulldoze his way towards the other enemies. You know, James and Fruity. Fruity's in the new Gundam, and I believe James in the Hama Hama, which, if I remember correctly, isn't that bad in space as well. It also has balancers and force injectors, which is a really nice combination for a support to have, especially in close quarters like this place. I just have to be careful, or it just has to be careful, not me, I'm not playing it, because a lot of suits have higher melee priority, so you really have to be careful with that. Oh yeah, right there, get the nice downswing into my beam shield, which I'm going to be doing that a lot this match, waiting for somebody else to get a stun, which you probably should anyway if you're using this suit, unless you have a clear as day shot on somebody. But yeah. Ooh, Mick is going to, I guess he didn't notice me, but he's going to try and finish off Taro. Maybe because Taro is the bigger threat here, but he is going to allow me to get some damage off on him. Taru is going to die now, and now it's just me alone. And I'll see if I can get one last beam mega particle cannon shot off on him. See, we'll back up. Didn't mean to do that, so let's get out of that. And hey, almost 5,000 damage. Nice, nice. But unfortunately, this is where I meet my end because I looked at a general wrong. This is why supports should probably get dodge rolls. I really wish when we start getting more 650 and 700 general supports that we start getting some more skills. We need to get balancers should be a regular thing on supports at this point. Especially on a suit that's literally the same as the other version of the suit. You know, the support Yagdoga could use some balancers. I believe I mentioned that before. Actually, if this thing just had balancers, it would be a decent enough suit, because you can try and get a stun with your Mega Gatlin and your funnels, and then you can downswing somebody, because this thing doesn't have bad melee damage. The problem is it doesn't have any balancers, and that can really fuck it over. If you're trying to do like close range combos, you know. Also, Mick is fucking dead. Good night, sweet prince. Yeah, we just did him dirty. But that's not the first time. No, you're about to see some even worse shit here in a second. Poor Mick is going to spawn in and just get absolutely destroyed. Oh man, I feel bad for him. But yeah, we're waiting for everybody to spawn back in. Gonna get this shield ready. Yeah, just waiting here. I think we're comparing our color schemes to see what the difference is between both of us. I have like gold tips on my feet. But yeah, okay, there we go. 2 stun locks and then a heavy stagger. Mick is fucking gone, and I feel bad for him. But then again, he's gonna take it out on me by continually killing me. But yeah. Getting Fruity back with these missiles, and he's going to try and push up on me. Never mind, he's going to go over me. So I guess he wants to go help James because he's getting teamed up on, which, understandable. He wants to get near him. Shot out the funnels, and James is waiting out his invulnerability. Let's see. Oh, man, I hit all of his shields. That sucks. Hoping to get a little bit of damage off there, but it's fine. But Taru's dead. Now I'm by myself against Mick. Mick is going to combo my ass. The fact that I have 24,000 health and it's down to 12 now. 12,000, not just 12. That would be fucking horrendous. To 12k from one general combo. That's pretty nuts. And yeah, I'm just going to die here. Yeah, again, like I was saying, they should really start thinking about giving supports some more skills. Maneuver armor would probably be a really appreciated one. If we're not going to get balancers, at least for the bigger suits, the Cubile MP, the mass production Cubile, that thing should definitely have either a dodge roll or maneuver armor. That one's a very obvious decision that they didn't do, because the Cubile has a dodge roll, 2 dodge rolls, I believe, and the Raid Cubile has maneuver armor and a dodge roll. This mass production doesn't. And then you look at this suit compared to the Raid Yagdoga. Raid Yagdoga has a lot of good shit on it. Heavy stagger, balancers, 3 priority. You know, this suit doesn't have balancers at all, and really hard to stun stuff with. And before you say that, oh, well, Quest was a bad pilot, so therefore the suit's bad, that's a fucking retarded argument. Please don't say that. A suit shouldn't be bad because the pilot was bad. If it's literally the same suit, I would have been fine if it didn't have the heavy stagger. If it had the balancers or the better beam Gatlin, it would have made the suit a lot better. Actually, I would say it would have been better tenfold. It would have been a comparably better support. You know, it would have been like not one of the tops that you would pick, but definitely just better. You know. Also, Fruity's going to come in for this melee swing. We're going to counter him real fast. Good old basic generic kick, and Taro's going to finish him off. I really wish you would have it would have done the Hama Hama's counter where it hits with the shield and then blasts it away with the Mega Particle Cannons. That would have been cool. But yeah, that's going to be it. Mission completed, and we'll see what we got going on here with our double Yagdogas. And hey, top assist and top damage dealt. Not bad at all. And we'll see what our score is after we get some praises. I think, yeah, some praises. Let's see. Barely won, by the way. At least regarding point-wise. And hey, second place, 2-2. Not too bad at all. Played a nice support. And yeah, that is the Yagdoga QA. And again, if nobody's bothering you, it can be a pretty good suit at dealing damage. I believe in my first match with this suit, I actually got top damage and got a pretty good score as well. But as soon as people start targeting you, it's going to be really hard to do anything with this suit, especially if it's a general with maneuver armor or a raid with maneuver armor or just a raid in general. So you really have to pick and choose your battles carefully. If this is your only support, try and make do with what you have. If you have other supports, I would heavily recommend you pick other supports because, having stun locks like the Cubile or the Gay Malk or the Full Armor Shiki, or having heavy staggers like the C1, and you can also fly, and you can have a bunch of that chip damage from all the other suits. It's just all the other supports are just better at doing what they can do. This suit feels poor in comparison. I really hope when they start doing buffs that this is one of the suit they heavily consider buffing, because, and I believe I said that the first day it came out, at least the Gatling gun should be fixed. It should have balancers, and that should make it a decent support. A support shouldn't be good just because it does damage. That should not be a qualifier. I mean, it could be a benefit. But, typically the better supports in this game share a lot in common with generals and raids, if you think about it. The Mudrock is a support that has balancers. It has multiple stuns. It has a stun with the cannons. It has a beam rifle, some Vulcans, nice melee damage. So, it got balancers. It feels like a general, and that's considered one of the top generals that's cost, at least for a while. That's probably changed now. I even remember when I first played the Mudrock, because I'm a fan of the other supports, and I was like, oh wow, yeah, I can see why this is a really good support, And then you look at the top. I'm going to mention that Japanese pole thing again. I'll probably link to it in the description. Is that the Full Armor Haikushiki and the C1 are both top 2, and those things share a lot in common with supports. I mean, with generals. The C1, of course, has balancers. It can hit multiple times as well, and has multiple stuns, and it can heavy stun or heavy stagger. The Full Armor Hakushiki's got not balancers. I wish it did. That would make it overpowered, though. It can deal a lot of damage, but it also has force injectors, and it has a defensive system in it where it can take less damage and even negate stuns because of how it works, which is very similar to how a lot of people in generals in raids, how they get their defenses. It has a natural defense. It works really good for that suit, and those two suits, it's really easy to see why people consider those the top 2 suits, and why this suit is considered in the the bottom 10. But again, if you can work really well with your team, and not pray to God you don't get hit, it can be a really good suit, damage-wise. But, again, you're better off looking at other supports if you want to do that. Get some damage off and not get hit, But yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe if you want. I'd really appreciate it. And, you know, type up in the comment section what you feel about the support Yagdoga. Do you like it? Do you hate it? It's pretty clear now that I'm not a fan of this. I do not like it. In fact, I hate it. I fucking hate it. But, just a few small changes would have made this a really good support. It's just, compared to the other supports in this game, it's just really lacking in a big way. Even to its brethren, the Raid Yagdoga. Again, just a few small changes would have really helped us out. But, you know, in space, I can definitely say, now that I got to play this in space, which is what I intended to do when I first got this suit, besides playing on ground, it's good. It's better in space because you have a lot more room to force injector around. You know, you can move around. You can schmoove and groove, as I would say. And, you know, that can be a good option of its own if you ever played space before. People like to boost up and down when they get hit so they can avoid follow-ups from melee attacks. And that can work pretty well for this suit to avoid further damage and to get out of combos. But if you're on the ground, you're just going to have to deal with it. But yeah, that'll be it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Okay, I just had to look at the top of your heads.
Yeah, the one key difference is the shields, I guess.
Oh my fuck. Seriously?
Jesus
Christ! Take the time to go the long way around